You guys are traveling into town. You've been out in the woods for like a couple of days, just traveling to get to back into Steeproost. Built alongside the Chobork Trail, midway between the mouth of Vaskil Valley and its capital city of Emif Arai, is a mining town called Steeproost. Most of the town is built, most of the town's buildings are squat 1 or 2 room domiciles that are built from the lumber pulled from the surrounding poisonwood forest. Most of the residents are Anorian, the dark-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned elves who rule North Ormeria for over 1,000 years ago. In the 3 generations since then, they've become hardworking ranchers, farmers, lumberjacks, and eager to keep to themselves. Presiding over the Anorians are the Preserians, humans native to the southern lands, or to the Summerlands, south of Vaskil Valley. Although it's been more than a millennia since the Anorians controlled these lands, they are still suspicious of the Anorians and their activities. On your way into Steeproost, you've heard rumors that there's a new threat appearing in the valley, the Wyvern Kings. These mysterious wyvern riding, full plate wearing warriors haunt the skies above Vaskil Valley. Already, there has been at least 2 disappearances linked to these dark riders. Furthermore, the presence of the Wyvern Kings have pushed the tropes, a species of dwarven Werelynxes, from their homes to the west. Tension seems to be become higher as these refugees are forced to migrate into the Anorian and human territories. So here's a map of the city. So it's probably about mid-morning as you make your way into town. It seems like a fairly normal time from what you've seen.
Fallo hungry. Can I eat a Werelynx? Fallo hungry.
You guys walk in, you can see it's a very like rustic frontier land. As you pass through, you could see the sheriff kind of talking to a couple of people who are whispering about her being a Valkyl worshiper, stuff like that. A couple of snickerings, and you can see a sharp-dressed man who you know to be like the mayor, was kind of looking over some papers as he was walking towards back to his office. See a couple people taking some cows and stuff through town. People just kind of milling around about their normal day.
So the prince's office would be the like prince, mayor, sheriff combination, right?
Yes, they kind of share a small, like almost, it's pretty much got 2 rooms and then a cell for the town drunk. That's about the size of the building that they have.
Well, I reckon that'd be where we'd find some bounties, Fallo. Let's go. Gotta feed you with something.
And she clacks her beak and starts skipping behind him. Fallo hungry.
You all need any help getting bounties or looking for monsters?
Always happy to have an extra blade, whatever. What are you using, friend?
Swords.
Even better. Come along.
More
Thank you.
eyes.
So we'll make our way to the prince's office then. Is there a bounty board out, or?
No, actually, it seems to be a little bit in disarray, as the two desks are kind of filled with a bunch of papers. The sheriff and Prince are both out, or the Prince is in. He had just come in a little bit before you guys did. He's sitting there going through his papers. The sheriff is still out looking around the towns. He kind of looks up as you enter and says, "Oh, welcome. Is there anything I can help you with?"
Well, I was hoping to find the sheriff, looking to pick up some bounties, but it looks like she's out. Can always come back later unless you happen to know of any work that needs done.
I'm sure there's something. I'm just a little bit busy at the moment, so I don't have things organized to help. The sheriff would probably be the best. I know she's got a few rounds to make today, checking up on some things. You may want to just go ahead and head to the Broken Crossbow and get yourself something to eat and relax until she's available. Or if you need to trade anything, there's always the Sad Bear.
Well, thank you kindly. Any idea when about she'll be back?
Sadly, no. It's hard to keep track with everything that's been going on. I don't mean to be rude, but I do have to kind of get through some of this work. Like I said, she should be back sometime before the end of the day.
Apologies. And I'll
No.
bow and out we go onto the street.
No food for Fallo?
Let's go this way. Then we'll go to the Broken Crossbow, it was?
Yes.
You hungry, friend? Then I'll look over at...
I'm always hungry.
Well, let's go get some food.
Alright, and as you make your way through town to the Broken Crossbow, again, you can see it's very rustic. Everything's looks to be almost as if the town is seeing a little bit of hardships. You had heard rumors that the mines have been taken over by monsters a while ago, and you can see that it's starting to hurt the town as you walk through. You make your way over to the Broken Crossbow, and you see rough wooden floors, dimly lit tables, and looks to be a rough and tumble branch hands pouring drinks of dark liquor at the bar. And the whole area just screams Frontier. Leaning outside on the porch is a red-skinned tiefling or devilkin woman with shoulder-length black hair pulled back into a bun, with a wide brim hat leaning on a wooden post out front. She says, "Howdy, welcome to the Broken Crossbow. Go ahead and find yourself a seat. If you need food or anything, just go on and ask Bren, and he will bring out anything you need or help you."
Marshal T-Law will take his hat off, give her a nod, and say, "Thank you, ma'am, much obliged," and make his way in. Probably sit down at the bar.
Fallo says howdy in her exact same voice to her.
You get a little bit of a strange look, but not too... She, like, almost looks a little shocked at first, and then is like, oh, yeah.
I'll just give her a nod as I pass.
All right. So inside you can see, looks like your typical Western saloons, a bunch of tables, individuals kind of sitting around drinking, a couple of people playing cards. The bar, there's like maybe one or two people sitting at it, and a short man behind the counter.
Short man. All right. Well, I'll sit down at the bar and wave him over. You got any sarsaparilla?
All right. The man kind of comes over and says, yes, we have plenty to drink. Ale, sarsaparilla, and a few other different types of wine. Anything you need. My name's Brim. If you need any help, please just go ahead and ask. Can I get you a round of drinks to start?
I'll take a sarsaparilla, and what you got to eat?
Right now we have a stew cooking up. It's a half a loaf of bread. It's made with meats and vegetables. Nothing too fancy. We have that. So we have sides of dried fruit and a couple of meats that you can have.
Stew sounds fantastic. A bowl for myself and a bowl for my little friend here.
Stew.
He turns to Kormac. And for you, sir?
You have any steak?
Yeah, I believe we have some. It's typically later in the day that we prepare it, but we should be able to make some for you if you need.
Yeah, give me a steak as raw as you can make it. Actually, don't even cook it.
Very well. I will get that right for you. Be out in a little bit. Your drink should be back shortly. He kind of waddles off and makes his way to the back to put in your order.
Raw steak?
Yep, that's what I always hunger for.
Well, I can't say I haven't eaten anything stranger.
Raw meat's good.
So looking around the bar, is there a lot of people in here right now, or?
There's a few. I'd say probably about 5 or 10 in there. You can see a bunch of them. A few of them look like miners. Have still a little bit of coal and stuff left on them. Pretty dirty.
Do I overhear anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Apparently not.
You hear some mumbles and stuff around, but you're not able to really pick up anything just by listening.
Too distracted with the idea of food.
having heard that the mines had been having trouble, I'll get up and make my way over to some of the miners while the food is being prepared.
All right.
How you folks doing? Just passing through, but I heard you all been having some trouble.
Yeah, we've there's been a few of the mines have been overtaken by creatures. The prince and sheriff have been, I guess, trying to find adventurers to help clear them out, or somebody to clear them out. I'm not really sure what they're doing. It's been a little hard on the city, but we're still digging away at the few that we have still available to us.
Well, it's good to hear you still have some work to do. But that sounds like a perfect job for myself. Was looking for work just alike, actually.
I'm sure if you contact the sheriff, they may be able to put you to the task, or at least give you more information, find out what you can for you.
Fantastic. How far out of town are these mines?
We got different ones that vary. Some are not too far, like maybe an hour hike. Some are even further into the mountains.
The further ones being the ones infested?
It's kind of a variety of them, but yeah, it's been the more plentiful mines have seemed to be the ones that have been taken over.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much for that information. I'm going to seek the sheriff out. Y'all have a wonderful day. Give him a pat on the back and make my way over to the bar and hopefully some warm stew.
All right. Yeah, not too much time passes. Your food and drinks come out, and you're able to kind of just hang out and mingle around, eat your food, whatever you need to do.
Fallo wants a new trophy.
You up for some monster slaying, friend? And he'll nod over at Kormac.
Always. I'm always hunting monsters.
Sounds like we're in the same business then.
Fallo jumps up and down and claps.
Alright. Well, we'll eat the food and put back the sarsaparilla. And how much was the meal and everything, sir?
For all of it, just 3 silver each.
Sounds good. Then I'll fork over the money.
Me too.
I unwillingly part with shiny objects, but I put up my money.
I hate giving it away as well.
We get more.
That's the spirit.
Alright, so as you guys kind of pay up and finish up your meal, you see 4 muscular dwarves wearing little but trousers and moccasins push past the tavern swinging door. White war paint covers their faces and bare chest. Everyone else in the bar immediately clams up and stares. After a beat, the 4 saunter to an empty spot at the bar and take a seat. And the bartender kind of slinks over and asks, what'll it be, fellas? And the clear leader of the dwarves, a dark-eyed man with long hair, says something in a dwarvish tongue to his companions, then grunts, water. The bartender kind of nods with a weak smile and grabs 4 glasses.
Fallo instantly puffs up her feathers and kind of lowly hisses.
Brim comes back over to your table after he gives them the water and says, anything else you guys need? Any information? Anything? more drinks.
Happen to know where I can find the sheriff this time of day?
She actually might be making her rounds through here to check in. Not too long.
Oh, well then I guess we'll just sit here and how about a whiskey this time?
Sure thing. He runs, kind of just steps over to the bar, reaches, grabs a bottle and a glass, and pours you this really dark liquid, and then puts it on the table in front of you. Anyone else?
Whiskey.
Pours you a
Be
glass.
careful there, little lady.
I'm good, but you said you sell information too?
Not necessarily so, but I can maybe give you some of the rumors or anything that I've heard.
What type of monsters are taking over the mines?
Not really sure what type. The sheriff hasn't really put out a whole lot of information about that. I know they are looking for people to maybe take care of them if they can, but...
Alright, thank you.
I have heard that there's been a bunch of damn harpies been assaulting folks in the poison woods. And recently there was a gang of adventurers that went out and tried to like flush them out, but I haven't heard much back from them either. We haven't seen them in a few days or so. Might be something else you want to follow up with the sheriff about if you're looking to hunt monsters.
Alright, we'll ask her, the marshal, about that. Thank you.
Yeah. Alright. He goes back, starts doing the typical bartender stuff, cleaning glasses, things like that. While the dwarves are sipping their glasses of water and speaking to themselves, a tall, black-haired elf with twin revolvers on his hips approaches the tribesmen and says, Brim, I thought you had a policy about letting animals into the bar. The elf kind of then turns and smirks, looking at the lead dwarf. The bartender clears his throat. Says, now, Whip, don't you go causing no trouble. Whip throws Brim a really harsh look that kind of silences him mid-sentence. It's like, and turns back to the dwarves and says, what's wrong? Cat got your tongue? But I guess you're the cats, huh?
Fallo is hissing like deeply in her chest.
And you can see Whip. This is kind of like joking. He looks back to his group of buddies at the table he was at. And the lead dwarf starts to take another sip of his water, but Whip kind of grabs it real quick and dumps it on him. And the water from the glass causes the dwarf's war paint to run down his neck and chest. And that isn't necessarily what grabs your attention as much as the dwarf's eyes turn to a bright gold. You can hear this low growl that's not unlike a mountain lion. Then before your eyes, you watch the dwarves and his four companions transfer into a feline hybrid form. The elf takes a step back and draws both of his revolvers while the four more elves, dressed in a similar manner, stand up near a table behind him. And you can hear Whip say, "War it is, boys." And all of a sudden a fight starts to break out.
I'm gonna draw my quarterstaff and keep it at the ready.
Are people just hitting each other, or is this a shootout?
You can see that there may be one shot kind of fired, towards the dwarves' legs. Most of it's just fist fights. You can see that they're knocking over tables, getting to each other, throwing like haymakers. Doesn't look like anybody's out to kill each other, but they're definitely looking to hurt each other.
Bartender still behind the bar, just ducked down.
Yeah, you don't even see him. You can hear him as he's kind of like, you can hear the glasses shaking that's in his hands, but you don't see him duck behind the bar.
All right. Well, Marshall will down that tug of whiskey, stand up, turn around, and well, yippee-ki-yay, jump into the fray.
Fallo is not far behind him, making very strange, screechy noises.
All right. Alright, so go ahead and everybody wants to get in the fight, go ahead and roll initiative. Alright, Hollow, you see that the group of 10 individuals are kind of just pretty much all in the same area fighting. They've knocked over a couple tables and chairs. You're probably about maybe 10-20 feet from the closest individual.
All right. So, like at max, I'm like 20 feet from the closest one.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go up to the closest one. And with my quarterstaff, I am going to hit them.
Are you going to attack one of the elves or the dwarves, or?
Who did I come up to first?
There's two of them going right at, like, fighting each other at the moment, right in front of you.
Well, I don't like what the head elf said about animals in the bar and everything like that. So I'm going to go for the elf.
All right. Alright, so as you kind of run up and swing your quarterstaff at the first Denorian standing there, you whack him in the back of the head. And you see he kind of looks annoyed as he still seems to be more worried about the dwarf in front of him.
Before I give up my turn, I'm going to like turn my head and look at him with one of my big bird eyes and just say in Whip's voice, "Brim, I thought you didn't let animals into this bar."
You're terrifying.
Alright. Alright, Kormac. Same thing, you're pretty much about 20 feet away from it. You just see the brawl break out.
I'm gonna hide and wait for the correct moment.
Alright. So,
Stealth roll?
yeah, you're gonna like hide behind one of the tables. Is that
Yeah, I'm
knocked
gonna
over?
find a dark spot, yeah.
Okay. Yep,
And
go ahead
wait
and give me a
for-
stealth roll.
Okay. I did not hide.
Alright.
Kormac just stands in the room. I'm hiding. Where did he go?
All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'm just seeing if anyone comes close to me.
All right. So you see the Annoyans are still fighting with the dwarves. All of them just start unleashing like fist of fury, just wailing off. Each of them, you see them like hit a couple of dwarfs 4 times, but like 3 to 4 times, and it almost seems like it's not doing really anything to the dwarves at all, just bruising them up a little bit. They haven't even really turned to notice anybody else. The Werelynxes, you can see the same thing happening. Whenever they swipe with their claws and stuff, you see that it seems to be scratching them up a little bit more. And I just noticed that Marshall's not in the tracker.
Yeah, I just noticed that I didn't add that.
Alright, I'll fix it.
No worries. That shot of whiskey went to my head.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll make it your turn now then.
So it's my turn then?
Yeah.
Alright. I guess same thing, probably within 20 feet. I can make it to somebody fighting.
Yeah, you'll be able to make it to either one. A dwarf or elf, either.
Alright. I will make my way over to the elf to whip, if I can make it there.
Alright.
And just cold cock him right in the face. Or attempt to.
Alright, so as you kind of run up, he instinctively just kind of moves out of the way of your fist.
Oh, fantastic. I made a mistake.
It's okay, boss.
Alright, anything else?
That was a move and an attack. So I think I'll just try to smile at him and be like, look, I'm sorry, but we really should take this outside.
Alright. I'll bring up Fallo.
Am I attacking Whip?
No, you were just attacking the first closest one.
Am I close enough that I can make it to Whip?
Yeah,
But I'll take an op attack.
possibly.
Meh. Okay, I'm gonna hit the guy again.
Alright, so you are able to connect with that. He's kind of... You can see that you've gotten his attention now.
I've got a beak, but I'd be grinning. That's the look you can see.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just kind of... I love this.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Alright, so I'll bring up Kormac.
I'm gonna try to hide again and sneak around behind someone.
All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Am I being sneaky now?
Yeah, as you start to make your way through, you notice that nobody's really paying attention to you.
I will attempt to punch one of the elves in the back of the neck.
All right. Let's go ahead with advantage.
How do I do an unarmed attack?
Is there not one on your sheet?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a monk. I get that.
Just go ahead and make a strength check. I'll do that as your attack roll. All right. So you're able to sneak up behind one of the elves and punch them in the back of the head, aggravating them.
What's sneak attack damage?
It won't work for unarmed strikes. It has to be a finesse weapon. So
Oh.
you end up doing 1 point of damage plus your strength modifier, so 3 points to him. Okay. And you see, he kind of just gives you a glance, like, what the? All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So we'll start with the one on Fallo. Kind of turns his attention to you. First punch. Ugh. Is 18. Why is that? Let me make sure I don't whisper anything.
Be a careless whisper.
So the first punch hits you, doing 10 points of damage. Which I believe knocks you unconscious. It was not a punch to kill you, so yeah, you just go unconscious. Alright, the next one on Kormac. 17 for 7. And then Whip
Ouch.
is going to turn to Marshall and attack as well. Alright, so the other, you see after they turn to attack both of you, they turn back to the dwarves and throw like 4 more punches. And that is their turn.
Can't do that yet.
Marshall, you're up.
All right, I am gonna go ahead and yeah, I guess just throw another. No, I'm not even gonna throw a punch. I'm gonna try to just like scream stop and try to persuade everybody to calm the hell down or get outside. To start, because like I don't think I can take a hit after watching Fallo fall.
So you're just gonna use action to say something, or that's not even really an action. You can do that for free. So
Yeah, I was just gonna like I have persuasion, but try to see if I can calm everybody down, de-escalate for a moment.
all right, go ahead and give me a roll at disadvantage because they don't seem to really be too bothered by you, but at least give the attempt. So 16. Yeah, you see, they kind of pause for a moment, but then really just look right back at the dwarves and seem to have the same rage. So, and the dwarves still look like they're getting ready to just continue on.
All right, I guess another attempted punch at Whip.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. Yep. So another. This time it's not even close. He didn't even pay attention. I guess he was already turning back to the fight, and you just whiff.
Word.
All right. So Werelynxes, they continue with their assault on the Honorians. One of them picks one up and throws them through the window. All right. All right, you're unconscious. So Kormac.
How far am I from my downed compadre?
Everything's pretty much within like 15 feet of each other at this point. You guys are in a pretty close cluster. So.
Well, I will drag the bird person away from the scuffle, so they don't get stepped on.
Okay.
Her tongue is just kind of hanging out like, bleh.
Yeah, looking at her, you can tell that she's just knocked out. She's not in any real danger of dying or anything. So. All right, so you're able to drag her away as everybody else is kind of focused on their combatants. The monks, again, just start to go on. Whip does take one shot at Marshall. Just because he's there and he's kind of showing off.
No!
Alright. So, that is non-lethal or like he's just knocking you out. He's not.
Class.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you're able to dodge out of that.
Yeah, he didn't even hit me.
Yeah. Sorry, I had that right in front of me too. Didn't even pay attention to it. All right. But you can see he kind of connects with the dwarf as well. So going back and forth, just spinning around, kicks, punches flying everywhere. Which brings it back to you.
All right. I guess I will try to. So Kormac dragged Fallo away. I'm gonna try to fall back to them. And the bartender, I guess, if he's back near they are.
So you just moving back, or?
I don't think I have disengage.
Well, anybody can use disengage as an action. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Say I'll try to disengage and fall back.
All right. Again, the battle just continues on. As you guys kind of start to pull back, all of a sudden, someone actually pushes kind of beside you, Marshall, to get to something under the bar. You see that the red-skinned Devil King kind of ran in. You hear this ear-piercing whistle as everybody just stops, and you see her pull a shotgun out from underneath the bar, and you just hear, "All right, you idiots. I love a good bar fight as much as the next guy, but this is getting pretty old fast. Next person to throw a punch is going to get a face full of shotgun. And if you're wondering, yes, there is silver pellets in here. So go on and get." All right. So you see everybody's kind of still reacting and everything's still very tense. Hollow's unconscious, so Kormac.
I take the lady's advice And
Alright.
just take a seat at the bar and see what happens. I
Alright.
was just defending myself. I don't know what happened.
Alright. So is anybody else continuing with combat, or is everybody listening to our advice?
Oh yeah, I'm listening. Just standing up, picking up the bartender, brushing off his back from any dust that's fallen on him.
I'm just laying on the floor with my tongue hanging out.
Alright, so you see the elves, well, they kind of stop, give dirty looks to the dwarves, gather their belongings, and head out. And then after they leave, the dwarves turn back into their dwarf form and gather their belongings. You can hear them muttering stuff as they kind of leave. And you can see the sheriff appears in the doorway as they're heading out. And you see they start to question the dwarves. And she kind of walks out with them. It seems like she's trying to make sure nothing else is going to happen in town, that people are just going to go ahead and get out. And a Devilkin woman kind of turns to you guys and says, I appreciate what you did there. Unfortunately, I think you may have been a little bit out of your league. The tensions growing between these two groups is getting mighty interesting around here. I do thank you for attempting, though. He then turns to Ben and says, all right, I guess it's time to start cleaning up. And he kind of jumps to it, and she starts moving around, putting the chairs and tables back.
Let's see. Do I have anything that I can use to help follow?
Paulo, go ahead and roll a d4, just so we can see. Alright. So, yeah, you guys got about an hour or so before she regains consciousness. Unless you want to try to use any other remedies to try to wake her up, stuff like that. But she's pretty much out.
I can't handle my whiskey.
Or a punch to the face.
So you see, most of the patrons that kind of dispersed when the fight started, going back to sitting down at tables, drinking, playing cards. The Devilkin woman comes over to you guys and says, oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Val's at Sunrise. And you guys, I do, like I said, appreciate you helping out with that little bit of scuffle there.
Not a problem. Always happy to help out somebody. Especially if somebody's about to ruin a fine establishment like this. Only one in town. Can't let that happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is becoming more common with the fact that the dwarves are getting kind of pushed out of their land, and then, of course, the elves here typically don't like a lot of outsiders or anything normally, as they do have kind of that bad rep for their people trying to take over the world 1,000 years ago. But I don't have any problem with people coming in here of all types, so they're more than welcome as long as they stay civil.
Well, let's hope they do next time. But if not, you've got a very large gun to make them change their mind.
Yeah, luckily I'm a decent shot, but I don't know. For them, with multiple revolvers, I kind of was outgunned, so I think they just know it's best not to get into too much trouble where they come in to get their drinks and stuff and find entertainment and stuff too, so.
Well, once our friend here wakes up, I'm going to go track down the sheriff, see if I can get any more information about what help they may need hunting the monsters around town. In the meantime, let me get one more sarsaparilla, and how much does it cost to stay here for the night?
Well, typically it's 5 silver a night, but like I said, you guys kind of helped out and tried your best, so I'm actually really appreciative of that. So if you guys want, I can give you 2 rooms, 3 rooms even, for the whole week, free of charge. So you guys get on your feet and figure out what you're doing in town, stuff like that.
As long as it won't put you out, I'm happy to accept your kindness.
No, yeah, it's no problem. If it becomes, if we get like a rush of people needing rooms or stuff, it may have to put you into one, but I think right now we're pretty good, so.
Awesome.
So about an hour goes by as they start them cleaning up and everything around you. People get back to normal.
I'll go ahead and pick up a rag and start wiping down the counter from anything that got spilled.
All right. And Fallo finally regained consciousness.
I just sit up real quick like, what? What? Where? What? Did I get him, boss?
You hit him better than I did.
Yay.
Alright, in that case, if the sheriff hasn't made her way back into the bar, I'm gonna try to go find her finally.
All right. So as you start making your way out to go look for her, you actually see her approaching. She comes in, kind of yells out to Val. It's like, everything's still okay in here? Everything's good? And she responds back, yeah, everything's fine. These fine individuals kind of help straighten up after the mess. He's like, oh, well, that's good. Glad to hear. Still some type of kindness around here.
I'll tip my hat to the sheriff and say, you're a hard woman to track down. Sorry we dropped into a little bit of ruckus here that you also had to clean up, but...
Unfortunately, this is becoming more frequent. But what is it that I can help you with if you've been looking for me?
Well, we heard you're having some trouble with monsters in the mines and harpies in the forest, and we consider ourselves a bit of monster hunters ourselves. Thought we might be able to help you.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to post some stuff to find adventurers to help out with a few things. We do have monsters and stuff in the areas and the caves being overrun by creatures. I actually have I'm in need of some people to gather some information as well, looking for some clues about these Wyvern Kings that are coming up and around, and we don't know much about them, so if you willing to do some jobs for us around the city and stuff, then maybe find some information as well. We'd be more than willing to pay what we can.
Sounds like exactly what we were looking for.
Yep.
What kind of monsters are in the caves?
We've had reports of mostly vermin, like spiders, I think, mainly in one of the bigger caves that we need. Like really large spiders that kind of ran off all the miners and everything, and I think they've made a nest for themselves and just really taken over.
Fallo licks her lips. Spiders.
Have you any vampires in the caves?
Oh, no, haven't heard much rumors about vampires or anything. Nobody's reported any.
Well, if you hear of any, let me know. I'm looking for one.
Oh, yeah, if I find any information about that, that's definitely something we might not need around these parts with everything else going on.
And the harpies in the forest, how many, you reckon?
We don't really have numbers. I know there was an adventuring party that just went out not too long ago. I haven't heard anything back from them. Hoping the best for them. I don't know. It seemed like a pretty big task to take on, but they were willing. So
I've always wanted a harpy talon. Boss, I need trophies.
We'll get you some trophies.
Yay.
So, what task do we want to pursue, guys?
Harpies.
Harpy sounds good to me. Always in the mood for chicken.
I would need more health, though.
We should probably rest for the night, at least, before we go out.
Yeah.
Anybody happen to know the regular habits of a harpy? Anyone have that information?
They fly around, that's all I know.
I have traps.
I don't think I have anything that would give me that information.
you can make a knowledge check. So most of the checks are going to either be arcane, history, knowledge, or religion. Yeah. Kormac, you don't really recall anything.
Okay. I know they fly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll set off in the morning and see what we can find.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so you guys head up, or you have your 3 rooms set in the tavern. It is still pretty much just midday, so if you try to sleep now, you're gonna end up being awake in the middle of the night. But you guys can relax and just take the rest of the day to recover.
Travel around town, see what the shop has. Hopefully not run into Whip.
Maybe find some healing potion.
Yep, they do have healing potions at the Sad Bear. You do notice that there's not really a whole lot of magic items or anything, or even components and stuff in the area. But they do have a few potions and things.
I'm going to spend my time trying to get information about harpies.
Okay.
So some potions. Any map of the area or anything in the shop?
No, they don't really have any maps for sale.
Gotcha.
And healing potions, I believe, go for about 50 gold.
Just one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you take credit?
I owe you. Fallo pulls out the remaining money she has, along with like bits and bones and little trophies and a disgustingly rotting eyeball that was given to her by her sister.
Okay. While you're going through the day and everything, Kormac, give me a knowledge, any one of those rolls again, either.
All right.
Yeah,
Did I find anything?
yes, you decent amount of knowledge.
I looked in my hunting monsters for dummies manual, but I didn't see anything for harpies.
You get the basic information that you know, the name of it. You know that they're monstrous, typically chaotic creatures. Very, you can't really reason with them very much. You know that they typically have multiple attacks, typically using their claws or club. You know that they don't have really any other strengths beside that. You know they don't have any weaknesses or resistance or anything like that. So what else were you guys doing? Kormac spent most of the day before going to sleep studying on that.
Well, so couldn't afford the potions. I'm gonna see if I can gather any information about these Werelynxes and the gunslingers and the beef between them.
Okay. Go ahead. You gonna ask around town type
Yeah, I'm
thing?
gonna ask around town and stuff, see if anybody will talk to me. Insight for that, or investigation actually would be what that one would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Womp.
Yeah, investigation would be good. Or let's see. You can do a persuasion, try to talk to people, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So I'll just try to chat people up, be friendly, see what I can get them to let slip.
And I will be either right next to him or kind of back behind him, just being the little humanoid recorder that I am.
All right.
Oh my god.
So you find out pretty much that the tribes of Werelynxes are being kind of pushed out of their area by the Wyvern Kings, and with them kind of coming in, it's kind of putting a burden on the small town and village and stuff, where the elves all pretty much, they consider this their area, because after the Valpal worshippers were stopped the 1,000 years ago, they kind of had a choice to either move to this area or be imprisoned and stuff like that. So they kind of just took this area as their own land, which anytime they get other people coming in and trying to settle on it, it makes them a little unease. So that's kind of building up the tension, because the Werelynxes are also very proud people, and they don't really like the fact that they're being, pushed out of their lands and having to come here, things like that.
Gotcha. That's all I really needed to do. We can't really afford anything at shop. Got some info.
So, when you guys go to sleep, you have a very restful night. You guys kind of wake up in the morning and go downstairs. And you see this short human farmer kind of like stumble into the tavern. And he's like, what? Wyvern Kings. And then he points his finger towards the south, out the door. Like, I just saw 3 Wyvern Kings land at the old Bonkers farm. The place has been abandoned for years. I got no idea what they're doing there, but you gotta do something. It's like, I couldn't find the sheriff, so maybe you guys can help. And we'll go ahead and end tonight there.